What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action spawning in the blue color in the Kronos god, playing as Suppe. None of that made sense. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Moore. The map is Tundra Pools. This is game number 1 of the Champions League group stages. Very exciting times to be alive here. The thing that I absolutely love about Champions League that you don't get to see in any other tournament is that you get to see nearly every top player play against each other. It's so cool. It's so nice. And the other thing is, because the groups are kind of separated, you also get to see players training against each other from the other groups as well in their streams, because they want to be training against each other for their other matchups, so they can feel comfortable that they can like show each other their strategies, which is really, really cool as well. We do see the deconstruction coming through here for Suppe, as now Moore's going to have to drop himself another dock down on this location there, as a slight advantage there from the start for Suppe. It won't be the biggest of deals here for Moore, but we'll slow him down ever so slightly, as the mana going to be getting dropped down by Moore. Suppe, on the other hand, doing exactly the same thing. Does find a whole bunch of caribou. Both players are going to have a decent start here, most likely. Now, here's some food for thought. The format that we go for in Champions League, because there's probably going to be a Champions League 4 at some point. Would it be better to somehow, and I don't know how, would it be better to have smaller groups so the group stages is over faster? Would it be better to have bigger groups so that everyone gets an opportunity to play everyone? Or do you just keep it the same format? Obviously, it's a very long tournament. There's lots of games to play. And the longer you make the tournament, the more you ask of the players. But I'm interested in what you guys are thinking in regards to this tournament, any sort of improvements that you might be thinking as an idea. Anyways, we got a map here. We got a game. Oranos versus Kronos. Relics over here. We do have the scales of Catoblepas. I'm probably butchering how that's pronounced. But anyways, negative 20% myth unit crush vulnerability. This is the thing, right? This is the thing. At least this is how I feel about pronunciation of words, of certain words. If I'm trying to pronounce a Greek word, but I'm saying it in English, right? Think about this. It's English now. It's not Greek. I pronounce it how an English person is going to pronounce it, how an Australian is going to pronounce it. So if I butcher the Greek pronunciation, don't really care. That's how it works. That's how language works. You're just going to have to deal with it. Another relic over here. We got the hardest folly. +2 Toskopos, Priest, Ulfsark, line of sight. Also giving the oracles a little bit more line of sight as well. This relic, if you get it really early as Atlantean, is actually really good for your scouting. If you can get a temple up, you can get your this relic into the temple, then your not your Prometheans, your oracles can wander around and do some very fun stuff. Thank you for the 7 months, Vale Rooks. Hi from Italy. Italian friend. How you going, my friend? Thanks for coming and saying hi. So, what's the plan here for Suppe? Now, generally speaking, these early temple attacks don't seem to work too well, as we do see an oracle pushing through onto this position. Suppe has managed to actually time shift a dock down onto this position as well. He has utilized Kronos for some incredibly strong early game here. He's going to get himself a very, very fast second pond here, whereas Moore, on the other hand, is not going to be able to do that in the slightest here. Beautiful play from Suppe. He's going to get this entirety of this water to himself. Focus coming through here. Prometheus coming through as well here for Moore. Moore's got himself just the 2, it seems, just the 2 oracles at this point, as he does cast his Valor there as well. This one oracle hero going to be going after the counter barracks here. As Soup getting further and further ahead in the economy at the start of this game. Counter Barracks 1 coming down, Counter Barracks 2 coming down. Military Barracks also going to be getting up as well as the units here for Soup coming in. We do see that this is not going to be able to get taken out here with the 2 citizen building it up. Nice play from Moore here to get that one up fairly simply. I wonder if it's possible to get... No, because... I think it is. I think if you put a dock here, you can time shift it here. Kronos is so good on this map. Kronos is so good on this map. Right? Yeah, you totally can. The more you know, the stronger you become. Counter Barracks still under attack. Plenty of Terma here. Now, the big thing here is, though, that Moore still is Oranos. And Oranos still has got Oranos advantages in that they get 0.5 more speed on their Terma. So, Soup making Terma at this point is a... I would say a slight mistake here, in all honesty. I think that making Kyroballister Murmillo from the get-go is just, plainly speaking, a better way to play for Kronos in this matchup, or even just mass Murmillo and no Terma, no Kyroballister for quite some time is also another way to play this one, just simply because the Terma are so weak here in this matchup for Kronos. You see another mana coming down here. We do see that Moore is making the long trek up to the top side of the map here to drop the fishing ships there. Nice play from Moore. Good effort. Soup did not utilize his time shift ability there to get himself that extra fish there. He's got all the wood in the bank to make that happen. As now we see Moore's completely surrounded Soup in this matchup. Is now Soup going to be retreating back. He's going to be losing a lot of units here, as we do see a dock coming down. The deconstruction onto that dock is coming through as well, as Moore's going to have to drop his own dock down here if he wants to continue. But we do see that Soup is in hot pursuit over here. The Promethean Offspring going to be attempting to take the citizen down, as Moore going to be retreating away. We see the fishing ships coming out straight away here for Soup, as well as Soup wants full control of this water here, but Moore's going to be able to put a little bit of pressure on there. Nonetheless, a 75 population for Moore, 78 population for Soup, as well as look at this damage that Moore is inflicting onto Soup. Soup is just not taking good trades in this game, as the Murmillo is getting cleaned up. Moore's Atlantean knowledge here and experience is really paying off in this matchup. He does need to continue getting himself manas up. We do see large gold mines. There's decent back gold mines here on this map here for Soup, as the army getting chased away in this game here, as we do see the units now coming forward for more. One thing that you can do here as a Terma player, as a player with arrows, and it might not seem like too crazy of a play, but you can actually use your ranged units to raid this water. Now, fishing ships, they've got 120 HP, they've got 50% pierce armor, so the Terma will take a while to take them out, but it's a worthwhile adventure to, if you don't have anything else to do, to start raiding that, as we do see some Bareems are out on this position. Soup has to decide whether or not he wants to actually fight this or not, as the Terma raids looking around to get some sort of a gold star. We see second town center coming down now for Moore as well. Very, very aggressive play here from Moore, or greedy play to some degree here. Soup will have a population advantage here, a resource advantage, and everything else is coming through. So the fact that Moore is going for this town center, if he gets caught out here, it might be a big problem. As we do see now, Moore is going to start getting attacked by Soup. He's got himself the Bareem out here, ready to start fighting this one with the help of the dock to take out the Bareem. This dock will be going down very, very fast here. And in fact, Moore's not paying attention on this location, as the army's still searching around for little bits of pressure here. Do we see Persine through for Soup? He does have Persine as well, so the fishing ships will be able to pop out here and be very, very big help, as Moore, he's going to be falling on his dock there. And now Soup has got 3 ponds, and he's got himself a huge fishing ship advantage in this game. But Moore is getting himself a second town center, so he will be able to get himself that advantage in terms of citizen. We do see a second town center coming up for Soup, but there is a problem here for Soup with this whole play, which is he's going to have to figure out how he's going to get another gold mine. He's got a gold mine on this position. He's got a gold mine over here. And if Moore can get this town center up and just start putting pressure here, before this town center is up, he will have a huge population advantage here, but Moore needs to work this one out. He needs to realize he needs to put pressure onto the gold mines now, as the gold is expired here for Soup. As we're now starting to see the units coming in onto this position, looking for a little bit of pressure here as well. As the army of Moore simply going to be retreating back. The other advantage that Moore has here is going to be he's got another shockwave left. Soup's deconstructions are done, but Moore's still got 2 shockwaves remaining here in this game. As the Terma here getting taken out, sliced to pieces there. As it looks like now Soup has got himself the economic advantage here. He's actually managed to go through Rhea. A bit of a surprise there. I would have expected Hyperion at this point, but Rhea coming through. I'm interested into why he's going for that. Maybe he's going to try and sneak a temple into the back position somewhere and go for some sort of a behemoth raid onto a town center to take that out. Could be the option. Alluvial Clay coming in. Moore's getting himself medium infantry as well, ready to start putting the pressure on. He needs to wait for the upgrades to pop here. He's got all the population advantage here. In fact, because Soup is 10 fishing ships in front, you have to take that population off. I guess Moore has got 3 citizen more than Soup here as well. So it's still pretty close. We're seeing another town center coming down for Soup at this point. It's now the army looking to put the pressure on here. Moore utilizing his last valor there as the shockwave gets thrown down there as the town center going up very, very fast at this point. We'll see if Soup can hold on at this point. Soup's got all of the defensive capabilities here. He's got all the buildings coming up. The town center is still getting shot up incredibly fast here. Soup's at 110 population. Moore still sitting full population here. The Rhea comes through, the behemoth coming in. We do see a trader onto a Promethean there to help out Soup a little bit more in this game here. As Moore, he's still sitting full population. Units streaming in from the back here. It seems like Moore is able to win this fight to some degree, but will the town center get up here? Can Moore prevent that town center from getting up? It looks like he hasn't put the pressure onto it just yet, hasn't realized how close to getting up it is. And Soup now, 3 town centers, 88 population, plenty of resources in the bank. Moore still sitting at kind of full population to some degree. He's dropped down by 20, but he's got plenty of resources in the bank in terms of the gold. But 3rd town center on the way as well for Moore, as he's going to have to continue putting pressure onto Soup. But Soup's got so many resources in the bank. The only thing that Soup is missing at this point is military buildings, as he's throwing down some military barracks here. Do we see Sultan 4 as another upgrade that can really push Soup's economy through here, as Moore's now sending units up to the top side of the map. There are walls up here, but Soup hasn't quite finished the walls off here. He's going to be trying on that location there, as the Mermillo pushing forward here as best as they possibly can. But the behemoth, while it doesn't do a whole much of damage to the Cairo Ballista, it's a huge defensive tool here in these fights. By placing them in front of the Caraballas, you have to focus units down here as opposed to letting those Caraballas do whatever they want. So it's a big APM sink here for Moore, as Moore's still trying to put pressure on. We do see the walls are completely up now, as Moore, he's got nearly full population. Soup's still only sitting at 95 population, still trying to take these fights, but he's got plenty of resources in the bank here. He's trying to make himself those Arcus out and everything else under his town center. He's still behind in the villages here, though, in terms of citizen, but he's still got the fishing ship advantage here. So Moore has managed to trade fairly nicely there. Look at the cute play there from Soup, utilizing the time shift ability there, as we see the units are getting completely stuck, but doesn't quite get that military barracks down in time here, as Moore checking out the gold mine, but all the villagers on this gold mine over here. Sultan 4 are coming through now for Soup as well. The Cairo Ballista, there's so many Cairo Ballista here for Moore. Moore's going to be able to advance to the next stage very, very shortly here. One thing that Moore needs to realize is he doesn't need to win the game right now. He's got Thea. Thea is a huge advantage over Rhea in these matchups. We do see a tower coming down now for Moore to start harassing these fishing ships. That's a big, big brain play, because there's not really any way for Suppe to counter this here at this point. However, this might show Suppe that he could actually time shift towers onto this position here, and that could be brutally strong as well. If he time shifts a tower here, he could actually take out Moore's fishing ships as well. Let's look at the damage the towers do to the fishing ship. There's no crenellations here, which is going to be taking some damage away. Look at the fishing ships. They all just get taken out. That's so crazy strong by Moore. Great awareness here in this game to get the damage done as the Carabals here looking like they're all getting cleaned up as Moore is not producing any units here. Suppe's come in and he's managed to completely dismantle the army. These Carabals, they're strong, but they're not really a great idea in mass because they just die very, very fast once the units get onto them. If you have a handful of them, they're fine. But if you've got mass units, the army just comes in, swipes them out. We are seeing the Murmillo are getting cleaned up relatively fast there as well. We'll see if Moore can rebuild his army here. He's now in the heroic age. He's drawn a palace down on this position. This is a very aggressive palace. He's going to be attempting to distract the units away from this. No, he's not. He's actually going to have to abandon the palace there for the time being. We see Shaft Mine coming through for Moore as well. Bronze Shields, Heavy Archers coming through for Suppe. Suppe's now stealing away the Stymphalian Bird there. That's gigantic. We see the palace coming up yet again, but there's just no population here for Moore to hold on. Suppe's got an economy. His economy is gigantic. Nearly 2,000 wood in the bank. He's got all of this food here as well that he could take wood villages off of and eat as well. He does not need to put farms down at any point here in this game as Moore retreats back here. We do see the barracks getting taken out. Palace now coming up for Suppe. One of the big advantages of Kronos over Moore is about to be seen here, and that's that the destroyers and the siege in general are cheaper. You can make so many destroyers for a very, very cheap price. I think it's 10% reduction or something like that in terms of cost. As apparently this Murmillo has not realized he's not supposed to be standing where he is right now, but he'll be taking the barracks out, so it's going to be fine. We see more Stymphalian Birds coming in onto this position to start looking for some damage here. Side builds coming down for Moore as well, with his citizen on those positions. Side builds coming through for Suppe as well. I'm honestly surprised to see Suppe not taking the initiative that Moore has showed him here and going for a time shift with those towers onto this location here. You could just send a unit forward, time shift, and then kill off a whole bunch of fishing ships for a very low amount of cost. But Suppe's got plenty of units in. We do see Hekate coming through for Moore. The thing is that Tartarian Gate in this matchup is just not that strong. Why? Because Suppe can go through Helios here. And Helios, all it is you basically trade one vortex to take out the Tartarian Gate, and then you vortex the second one to take out a town center, and you've got a vortex left and you've killed a town center. But Atlas has got a choice here for Suppe. He doesn't want the vortex. He wants the implode. He wants the damage done. The village is getting pulled off of this location as the Contarians come through to get that damage through. But there is still a gold mine over on this position here as we see the mana coming in here for Suppe. Suppe's also on this gold mine over here as well, so he's not even in a bad position where that's concerned either. Villagers can pop through onto anything if they so choose. We are seeing farms coming down for Suppe, even though he's got Hunt here, but is what it is. Sometimes it's just better to not use your APM on having to manage your Hunt villages and just build farms. It's not better, but sometimes it's better for some players. As we do see the raids yet again coming through here, but a handful of the hero units are in to defend against the Stymphalian Bird. It doesn't quite manage to snipe it down as the Terma will be able to kill that one off. The Contarius will be able to pick off those hero units, but the Stymphalian Bird will get a good amount of damage done as Suppe's going to be retreating away for the time being. Ready to put pressure onto the middle of the map. Suppe's got 160 population. Moore's 135, 145. He's getting himself fortified town centers here as the Tartarian Gate gets dropped into this position. But there is already a Suppe Stymphalian Bird to get some good damage done over here. As Atlas, now 95% of the way through, going to be able to utilize that immediately on the back of this fight here. I'm sure he's going to be able to drop it like here or something. We'll see if he does go for that one or not. As the army retreats back, still no implode getting dropped down by Suppe. He gets himself the Argus here somewhere. As we do indeed see now, the implode gets dropped, and that's going to be every single one of those more units is going to be falling. You see which units survive the implode and which ones don't. Destroyer's mostly going down there as more drops. He actually hasn't dropped that much population here. He's still sitting at 134 or 160 population, fairly decent here at this point. It's now the Destroyers coming through to finish off the Tartarian Gate. The town center is still sitting strong here, as those Destroyers will be able to clean this one up. A secret, not a secret, but a little bit of a trick you can do with Destroyers here against the Tartarian Gate is if you just heroize them, they don't, the Tartarian spawns here do negative 50% damage versus heroes. So not only do they do more damage against the Tartarian Gate because you heroize them, but they also take a significantly reduced amount of damage. As we still see more getting huge raids onto the citizen of Suppe over here. Another citizen getting taken out here as Suppe's now starting to push forward. Grabs the Hesperid's tree for himself here as he's going to be wanting to start making some Dryads out. That's one of the huge advantages that Moore has over the Kronos here. And he's just given that to the Kronos of Suppe by putting his Hesperid's trees in the middle of the map here instead of right next to his town center where they kind of belong. As the Fire Siphon retreating back, we see more Destroyers coming through here for more at this point. Suppe's nearly fully upgraded in terms of his army. He's got himself champion infantry, heavy archers, as opposed to the medium infantry. And I'm pretty sure it's just medium archers as well, though I don't see a single archer out here for more at this point, as we do see a siege bream coming through here as well, as Moore is trying to get as much damage done onto Suppe as he possibly can. Naval Auxiliary is coming through as well for Suppe. He can get himself out on this position as well to clean that tower up if he so chooses. It's definitely a worthwhile adventure to be making yourself all the fishing ships here. Even the slightly inefficient fishing spots here are going to be better than having a citizen out in terms of population efficiency. That's the town center here. Now starting to get targeted down as Suppe is putting all the pressure onto Moore here. And Moore, what can he do to defend this? He needs, well, he's got Fanatics. So Fanatics are a great option here against those Destroyers. There's not really too much siege in. Suppe could start time shifting in Palace or Towers or something like that. We see Titan Shield. Look at all the resources in the bank here for Suppe. This is one of the things which I think that a Kronos main would understand versus someone who's just kind of dabbling with Kronos, so to speak, is that Kronos, if you've got tons of resources, you should never really have tons of resources as Kronos. You should be consistently time-shifting buildings in to the battlefield to help maintain pressure and get more and more advantage here. Because you can just build palaces here as well. Send the citizen forward, build a palace, time-shift the back palace in, and continue to put pressure over here. As we are now starting to see that for Suppe. Palace coming through on the back here. Nice play. That's exactly what we were talking about as he's continued to make gains here. He could make himself champion archers here as well. That being said, I don't actually think the champion archers for Atlantean is actually the best use of your resources unless there's kind of nothing else in terms of military for you to get. Definitely not something you should rush as Atlantean because the bonus, I'm pretty sure it's just a 10% bonus. Let me actually quickly check that. It's not a crazy amount. Yeah, 10% archer bonus, 10% hit points for 900 resources. I think it's worth it. Probably better to get yourself your armory upgrades instead of that upgrade. Generally speaking, upgrades like champion... Wait, I need to click on a champion unit. Champion archers here is 20% hit points, or infantry is 20% hit points, as opposed to the archers, and you kind of just miss out on that extra boost you would normally get. As Suppe's still ready to continue pushing forward here. We are still seeing raids coming through here from Moore. Moore has been very, very good with these raids. He's trying to chip his way back into this game here. And a very, very rare Atlantean late game here we might be seeing. We might be seeing that here for this game. The fact of the matter is normally Atlantean mirrors, they generally end around about the 20-minute mark. Very rarely do you see an Atlantean mirror go 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes here. Moore's got a lot of resources in the bank, so he's not going to be losing anytime soon. And Moore's putting pressure over everywhere. We do see an attempt at a palace on this position as well. Copper Mail coming through for Moore. He is seemingly a little bit behind on the tech here. And that's going to be the downfall of Moore, because he's spending a lot of resources trying to get these buildings up, palaces up, raids happening here all over the place. He doesn't have a trade route. Neither player has a trade route at this point. As the unit's pushing forward. Fire Siphon going to be taking out the military barracks on this position as well, as the units rolling forward to try and take out this fortified town center here as well. Moore's got so many medium fanatics here. He could really do with having heavy infantry at this point. As you can see, while that fanatics, they should be absolutely decimating this fight. The Murmillo, they're doing completely fine here because they've got so much HP. They've got so much damage. And while the Murmillo are technically dealing double damage versus the champion Murmillo, the Murmillo are just completely fine here. They're surviving. They're doing fine. But if Moore could just get himself some upgrades here before he actually starts fighting this, he'll be able to push back with his fanatics really nicely. The Stymphalian birds, however, in the sky here, doing a lot of damage to Suppe as both players are hurting on the top location over here as well. We are seeing Moore pushing through. He's throwing up sky passages all over the map. No sky passages on this side just yet. Moore could do with some fishing ships popping out over here to get himself a little bit of a economic boost here. So we do see the Stymphalian birds coming in and raiding Moore's fish here. Moore's now out of fish, which means Suppe's economy is a lot stronger than Moore's at this point, even though Suppe's only got 9 fishing ships at this point, as opposed to having himself the 15 or 16 or whatever it was that he should have here at this location. Yet again, we're still seeing Moore going for raids onto Suppe's economy here. He is unrelenting in this game in terms of these raids here. It's just like, we'll just keep on picking off Citizen, keep on holding here, slowly but surely pull myself back into this game. We'll see if he's going to be able to do that. 20 Citizen to 9 fish, 19 Citizen now, as the Fire Siphon is still pushing through here. Suppe's at 125 population, but these Fire Siphon here are getting caught. They're doing a lot of damage here. Moore needs to pull his units, and he needs to keep this town center alive. It's getting closer and closer to falling here as we see the shockwave coming through. The units need to make an effort to come over here. There is a sky passage on this position, but Moore is not defending his town center here, as both of those sky passages are going to be taking down the town center. Moore's now dropping down to 120 of 140 population. Suppe's at 130 of 160 population at this point, and Suppe's going to be able to continue to drag himself up to being 160 population and holding here. We do see Moore chucking up a watchtowers, a couple of units sitting idle inside of the sky passage here, as well as the Fire Siphon do get cleaned up here. Both players are really struggling in terms of economy at this point, though. So there is a world where Moore can drag himself back into this game without even having this town center, just because Suppe doesn't have that much economy here. We do see an attempted trade route from the back corner up to this location. How is that going here? We'll take a look at the llama caravan here and see how that's all going to happen. As the unit's now pulling back here for Moore, he's going to be still attempting to put pressure up onto this gold mine over here, but Suppe's got plenty of units over here as well. As look at the lone wall segment here to block his citizen in on that gold mine. Pretty funny. As Moore still trying to break through here. Those Stymphalian birds, they've got a counter in the Arcus. Just a Herald Arcus or two would go a long way from Suppe. That's one citizen getting taken down. 2 citizen getting taken down. As the Arcus trying to take out everything over here is Moore. He's not able to break through Suppe's units on that position. Moore at 135 population. Suppe has been allowed to basically get up to his full population. So not only does he have a tech advantage, he's also got a population advantage here as well. One thing that maybe Suppe's forgotten about is he sent a Stymphalian bird over here, so he does have 4 population kind of wasted. The bottom corner of the map is also losing citizen on this location yet again, but there's still such a huge economic advantage for Suppe at this moment. Do we see how much gold he's actually getting? Only 37 gold here, and Moore does have a fairly... we are seeing some citizen getting taken out as they get caught out in the middle of nowhere there, but Moore does have the full control of the map here to start trade route, efficient trade routes here. Market in the top corner of that town center is nearly one of the best trade routes you can possibly have. There's a citizen coming back through here for Suppe as Moore's pushing forward. He's still sitting at medium fanatics here as the Arcus is going to be doing some good damage there, sniping down the Caraballister in the back as the Stymphalian birds of Moore going to be able to snipe down those Arcus incredibly fast here as well. As the Arcus on the top here, breaking through the Moor army incredibly easily with the population advantage. Moor could try and get this town center back, but at this point he's just got no resources. 21 citizen only here at this point. 21 citizen and no army. He's just got nothing left here. He's got nothing left. Like, Suppe here, I mean, if he just grabs the palace and just slams it down here, if he has the resources, he almost does. He's floating a lot of wood. He's floating a lot of wood in this moment, but if he gets the goal to just time shift the palace onto this position here, just outside of line of range of the watchtowers here, he will take this win very easily. But in that moment there, Moor does decide he has fallen too far behind. He's not able to get himself the economy he needs here to win this game. Managed to, I mean, Suppe played this one really nice. I love the time shift play, utilizing the way the water was shaped here for a solid advantage. I think one thing that Suppe doesn't realize is that he could put a dock here, time shift here, and time shift over here as well. And he could get control of all 4 ponds without having to send the citizens walking at all. That's a big advantage of Kronos on this map, which is definitely something that's been kind of worked out recently. But really well played here by Suppe. Unfortunately, Moor not able to find his way into an equal footing in this game after all is said and done. We don't get to see that like crazy late game Oranos, Kronos late game. You don't get to see very often. Game does end before Moor gets kind of set up here. But well played nonetheless by Suppe. Gets the dub, takes Moor out here. There's still potential another 2 games in the series. It's a best of 3. If you guys enjoyed this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.